love, hope for the best. Follow what's in the left side of your chest. Be ready for highs, be ready for lows. Dream is a dream until you go through the mistakes. You'll find who you are, and reach for the moon and go on the Mars. Go on the Mars.
We are headed up to Bramer for the second year in a row for the Missouri Youth Rifle season. We kind of got a score to settle up here with the deer up here. We had some close encounters last year, and we're going to see if we can make the best of it this year. So Ryan and the boys have been up there all day today. They got up there last night, and I had to wait for Trent to get out of work and then drive up to Grain Valley and meet me. So I met him at his house, and we packed all his stuff up, and we hit the road, had a little bit of a catch up in Walmart, and that took us a little bit. So we are finally on the road, and we are headed up there. We got about, I want to say, probably an hour and 15-minute drive, and then we're going to meet up with the guys and get a plan for the morning, and then we will be in the woods. And I couldn't be more thrilled. I am so excited. These kids are pumped up. They're ready to shoot some deer, and getting them out into the woods is going to be an awesome deal. So it's going to be a good weekend.
Okay, so our expectations for this year were pretty grand. We knew that the year before we were kind of stuck in between a rock and a hard place is what I would call it. We'd just taken over the farm, and on top of that there was some inclement weather. We had a lot of rain that we were dealing with that year. So we built our expectations up around trying to harvest for these boys and helping them succeed and seeing that through. Me and Jay, my brother-in-law, we went around the whole farm, took down stands, we reseeded food plot that we'd put in the prior fall, and we just really focused in on trying to zone in on some areas to where the boys would have 2 options apiece, and that they could see the hunt through the whole weekend. We knew the weather was going to be a little unseasonably warm, but we still felt like we had better odds for this year. So our expectations were high. We felt like there was going to be a good chance for harvest, and that it was going to be an exciting year to have Infinity up there for year 2.
Saturday morning, things happened really fast for me and Anthony. As soon as we got into the blind, we had a doe within 30 yards of us. So I asked Anthony, you want to harvest this doe? And he said that he was waiting for a buck. So little did we know that we had a buck following that doe up into our food plot moments after we had just said that. I just got the camera set up. Anthony got the gun, he loaded his gun, got the shooting sticks, everything was ready to go. So I'm looking through the camera, and all I see is black. I look outside the blind and I can see everything perfectly fine, but we just did not have the camera light to capture it on camera. So as time progresses, this deer works up through this food plot and comes up to the left side of us, and I'm asking Anthony, can you see the deer? Can you put your sights on it? Can you make it happen? And he said, yeah, I've got it right here. This buck was at 30 yards broadside, and I didn't have it in my heart to tell him that we had to capture it on camera. So I gave him the go-ahead. He took the shot and made an absolute perfect shot on this deer. In my head, I'm thinking, I have to find blood for this kid. I have to find blood. After the last season that we had last year with, you know, the trials and tribulations of not being able to see deer, and there was poor weather, coming into this season, there was a bar set that we had to have some deer on film, and we had to have deer down for these kids. And I go to tie my shoe, and I see blood as soon as I go to tie my shoe. What'd you find?
Well, we found a little bit of blood, and we're gonna see if we can track him down from there. Back to excitement.
So I got the camera rolling and we walked through there, and the excitement on Anthony's face whenever we walked up this deer was incredible. It was something that I never could have asked for. It reminded me of the first time that I ever shot my first deer, and yet alone shot my first buck. He was so enthused. I mean, you could see the passion in his eyes, you could see how happy he was, and he could not wait to tell his dad.
I'm the oldest of 4. Aaron's the middle. I'm the oldest of 5. Little sister being the youngest. My brother-in-law's wife. Aaron and I really took to the outdoors and hunting. And my other 2 brothers, Nate and Luke, really, it's just funny how we evolve as individuals and men. But Nate and Luke, to their discredit, they didn't like hunting. And you know, life happens. Cancer's it's a bad thing, man. It affects a lot of people. We didn't lose Aaron. Aaron fought like hell. I feel like the most important thing I can do is keep Tyler Bennett Jones. We call him TBJ, kind of like PBJ, but it's TBJ. To keep him plugged in to the outdoors, because it was such an influential thing in my life, and it shaped me as a young dude.
A big thing for us as a whole for Infinity Outdoors is trying to film, you know, the whole capture of the hunt. So a lot of what we try and do is develop a background for the story. Whenever we go up and do this youth weekend, it's easy because the background is already there. The first year that we did this, and I can speak for Trent, it's one of our favorite weekends of the year. Absolutely. We get to spend time with these kids, get to spend time in the woods, the camaraderie of deer camp. It's an incredible environment, and there's so much power there. For us to be able to be a part of this hunt is incredible. And I couldn't thank Jay and Ryan enough for letting us be a part of that. There's so many emotions that go into this hunt that the harvest is very small in comparison to what's actually going on. The amount of time that these boys get to spend not only with us but also with their uncles is incredible.